Alright, hello and welcome back everyone. It's time for the round of 16 matchup. It's going to be XD Crusaders facing off against Noble Esports in this one.
Yeah, it should be a good game. Obviously, Noble Esports, they were here and hereabouts last time around in the Challenger Split. This time they're back once again. BK Hayes, Junipera, Lou, Cyper, and Adjust make up their roster this time round. Across the way, though, Crusaders have a good lineup of Xenotronics, Collateral, Squeaky G, Too Many Apples, and El Chapu. Some of those names we saw last season as well, Ziden.
Yep, so two decent teams going up against each other in this one. We're going to have to see how it pans out, but the bans are already underway. And apparently not updating on the stream. We'll get that sorted out here in just a moment and hopefully up to date.
Yep, so to get Jablonke banned away, across the way is now over to Crusaders for their last ban. They've already took away Sylvanas. Will it be Thor? More than likely, and it is going to be Thor banned out by them. And now first pick potential up for grabs for Noble Esports. Well, Athena is on the table, but so is Bellona, and it's Bellona they're going to choose here, Zayden.
Yeah, so far today, both games we've seen on stream, the initial bans coming out have been unusual. At this point in time, there are so many different viable, very strong, potent gods on the table. There are just not enough ban slots. So it essentially comes down to, what do we really, really not want to play against? Because we're going to have to let the other team get something that they are going to want to pick up. We just saw the Athena getting picked up in the second round. Batz as well, very strong jungle presence of Batz. Athena, of course, that global presence, could possibly be solo, more likely, I don't say more likely, these days kind of 50-50 solo lane versus support. As more picks come through, Sobek getting picked up, this could, or I'm going to say more likely than not, is going to be the solo back play, but it could still be support, and you know, look for those plucks, look to set up big plays for the rest of your team.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, across the way, you could also see Neith being locked in there. Neith's something that we've not seen too much of, but he's started to come back since the recent patches. Reason being, Heartseeker meta is there and thereabouts, and Neith has such great damage potential because of the Heartseeker build. She gets natural sustain with her Unravel, and so when she's fighting the other hunters, for the most part, the only one that's got any sort of sustain really is Cupid. The Heartseeker meta fits her perfectly. He gives her a great power spike early on in the game. If the enemy god goes, the enemy hunter goes for Heartseeker as well, then she's going to be able to out-sustain them as well as still deal damage. If they go for Devour's Gauntlets, then she's still going to out-push them early, out-poke them, deal a lot of damage. Neith is very, very strong right now, and a lot of teams are starting to realize it.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Devour's Gauntlet's Heartseeker, I think, is one of those interesting kind of item matchup decision type things. Heartseeker's a little bit more risky. If you get killed early on, and your opponent goes Devour's Gauntlets, your Heartseeker advantage is essentially gone. Devour's Gauntlets just ends up scaling up so much better, basically at the same rate if you get a kill early. Who was that? Poseidon. As well as later on, if you get killed with the Heartseeker online, having to rebuild those stacks can potentially put you at a little bit of a disadvantage. So it's a risky pickup, but as the second wave of picks do come through, it is going to be Medusa getting picked up by Noble Esports, and they have that made you look Duolane composition. Athena taunts you towards her, you're then looking at a Medusa who fires off her ultimate, and suddenly you are a little statue for a few minutes, or a few seconds.
Yep, well, a few seconds, but 2 seconds to be in fact, and then you'll get destroyed based off that. Especially in teamfights, Medusa's got one of those ultimates in the hunter role that is very, very strong in terms of being able to turn a team fight around completely on its head at the right opportunity. Plus the channel time, I think, is a benefit to it, just because it allows you to walk around the corner channeling it and then fire it before they've even noticed you've got it up and online. Agni and Ares, though, are locked in finally for Noble Esports, and you're going to be able to see Ares and Neith in the duo lane together. A lot of cripple, a lot of root effects, a lot of CC in that lane because of it. We'll see how that one works out. I do like the Agni pickup as well, though, by Cyper here for Noble Esports. He's going to be going over to them there. I really think it's a good decision from them to go for the Agni. Agni, very, very strong all-round god. BK Hayes will be playing that one. And he's got good matchups. You took away Poseidon. I mean, against Isis is pretty good. Against Janus as well. Very, very good early game for this Agni. Keep an eye on BK Hayes and see if you can snowball this one based off that pick.
Yeah, definitely. Noble Esports are going to be looking for some very big, aggressive plays. They have that Ares, they have that Sobek. Positioning is going to be absolutely key for Noble Esports, but at the same time, Crusaders are going to have that kind of big combo setup. They have the tier for displacement, they have the Janus to catch people out and rotate across the map, Batz with that Fear No Evil, and then, like we touched on, that Medusa-Athena combination. So both teams have some very big plays set up. We're going to have to see who can get going early, maybe, or who can actually make their comps work better as once we get into that game. So we're going to go ahead and cut back to a quick little break, get ourselves underway with this one, guys. Enjoy the music. We'll be back in just a few. Alright guys, hello and welcome back. It is time for game number 2 of the day. Noble Esports going to be facing off against XC Crusaders in this one. It's a round of 16 match. I'm Zayden, here with Hindu Man, who will in theory be telling us about the Noble Esports roster right now.
Yeah, we'll see exactly what they're going to bring to the table. Noble Esports started off with Cyper in the solo lane, playing Sobek, Adjust in the jungle, playing Bellona, BK Haste in the mid as this Agni, Lou is going to be playing Neith in the duo lane alongside Junipera on Ares, and already you can see they're going deep into Crusaders jungle.
Yep, they were spotted out by Xenotronics, who is playing that 80 carry Medusa, Collateral as well on the support Athena, Too Many Apples in the mid lane as Janus, Squeaky G in the solo lane as Tyr, and finally the Elchpoo in the jungle as Batz. The invade that was coming out by Noble Esports was fortunately spotted out coming around that corner. I believe the point was put into a 3 to escape. No, it was a acid spray, so potentially a risky early game skill. Just able to
honestly,
out.
What that really was Lou missed the route, obviously. If he managed to land the Spirit Arrow there, that would have been a clean kill for them, because straight away Ares would have landed the chain, and then the cripple effects land, so even if he does take that skill, he can't use it. Then you're going to have the damage coming out from Bellona and the flip from Sobek, or the knock-up if needed, and obviously Agni Path of Flames too. So it was just unfortunate that Lou missed that Spirit Arrow at the start. Otherwise, it would have been a very quick early first blood for Noble Esports.
Yeah, that definitely would have got them going early. But with that said, it is going to be typical meta starts coming out from both teams, at least for the moment. A ward was placed down by Crusaders into the speed buff pit of Noble Esports, possibly just making sure that they are in fact clearing the camp, not looking for an early game invade. But things pretty even for now. The really only difference on the map is that little bit of an early game advantage potentially by the mid laner. BK Hayes can use that Path of Flames though to clear. Not really at too much of a disadvantage right now.
Yeah, it's fine. Bad 3 or 4 is when you'll actually see Agni be able to potentially outbox the Janus and put the pressure on, but at the moment Agni did a good job of pushing up earlier in that he will have natural lane clear advantage just from being on the Chaos side. Interesting thing in the duo lane though, we're going to see the Hunters switching up builds. One's gone for Heartseeker, which is Neith, no shock there. Across the way the Medusa's gone for the Devour's Gauntlets. So keep an eye on Neith, because if she can get some kills going early, she can really start influencing the map all over with those World Weavers as well.
Yep, some aggression coming out from Junipera, taking a lot of damage from those archers right now. It's one little problem when you look for that early game aggression, especially as Ares, without Mark of the Vanguard. Archers hit a lot on their own, never mind when you're taking essentially an extra 5 damage per hit from them.
Well, the early rotation coming out from Noble Esports is Adjust by Bellona. Going to actually rotate, soak up the mid-wave experience, actually take away the back harpies, but well aware is the Crusaders, and Elchpoo is going to take away the back harpies in response there. The only problem with this is it puts Janus behind a little bit more in his jungle, so he's not going to be as quick hitting 5 as he'd like to be.
Yeah, left side, more aggression just came out from Junipera, and this is going to start to be an issue here very shortly. Still 2 health potions reserved, 1 ticking away, but actually, looking at it, Collateral has used all her health potions, so the aggression has been working out despite the story the health bars are telling right now.
Yeah, they need to be a little bit careful now to Noble Esports, actually, because if they've got to keep an eye on Elchpoo, because Elchpoo will hit 5 a little bit quicker than he should, because he got solo experience on the back harpies. Left-hand side, a taunt comes out from Collateral. They're looking for aggression onto Junipera. The rotation from the team was in the backside. They were just a little bit too preemptive with that taunt.
Yeah, unfortunately, look at that ward they're walking across right now. The rotation was spotted out very early. Noble Esports able to pull back safely to the tower and avoid any possible damage coming out of BK Haste. Using that Path of Flames aggressively, they turn this into a fight right now. They're going to look for it. Elchpoo trying to answer back, and BK Haste did get caught tanking up the archers. Rainfire 5 has been hit. Elchpoo gonna fall to the passive of Agni. Too Many Apples will survive with about 100 health left, but first blood drawn by Noble Esports.
That was a really good bait by BK Haste, more than anything else. He dashed in, looked to him and went, "What's up? I'm in your face, what are you going to do?" I ain't scared. And they fell for it. They both grouped up, both got hit by the stun. Straight afterwards, we saw Bellona jump in there, and they hit level 5 earlier. Why did they hit level 5 earlier? Because that rotation from Crusaders from the mid and jungler did not pay off to the duo, and now mid-harpies are going to be taken as the fight's about to break out. Squeaky G might be in trouble here.
He did get both of those harpies on the right-hand side. The question is going to be, however, will he get out with his life?
Where's he going to go?
He doesn't really have many places right now. Not going to be able to get across the wall. The Lawbringer was not online anymore. He will fall. He got the Harpies, small consolation prize, but for the most part, victory overall for Noble Esports.
Oh, quite happily a victory for Noble Esports. You can see that in the charts as well. Experience 2.5k, 1,000 gold as well. Noble Esports off to a flying start in this one already. And realistically, that was more down to the counterplay that came out from Noble Esports. BK Haste with that attempt at the gank in mid lane. The bait was good. But that could have gone wrong if they weren't level 5 already, which they could have been. Batz could have been level 5 already if he wouldn't have rotated for that duo lane gank. It didn't come of anything.
He needs the first backs have come out of this game. Heartseeker's completed for Neith. She'll have a very small window where she will have a bit of a power spike over this Medusa. Once Medusa heads back for Devourer's Gauntlets, that difference is kind of, or not necessarily nullified, but significantly reduced. So, Lou could potentially look for a big play, but Xenotronics is going back right now, what I assume, for that full Devourer's Gauntlet. So, is that going to be the case? It is. So really no power spike coming out from the Heartseeker right now.
The power spike will actually still be there though, because of the fact that Heartseeker will deal a little bit more damage earlier on, and it'll be able to be stacked to full early. Collateral, though, in the jungle trying to defend the red buff. He's going to get aggressed on with those chains. Are doing some good work from Junipera. They don't manage to take the buff though. The buff was defended by Crusaders, and maybe they might try and steal away the purple, but it's going to be a big fight now.
It will be 3v4. There's the no escape coming out from Ares. Only going to find El Chapu, but not a lot of damage. Looking turns around. Junipera will fall to Xenotronics. There's the through space in time to get Janus in this fight, and just finds kill number 2 of the fight. Portal will not adjust through a little trip for him. And otherwise, both teams going to disengage for the time being, but they're going to look for the attack speed buff once again.
It's a messy fight so far. At the moment, Noble haven't really got that much out of this one. If they do get the buff, they will net a little bit more of a result, but it's nothing too much to shout home about based off that engagement. Junipera went down, jungler for the support, but Lou got caught on a lazy rotation in, and that's going to trade a 1-for-1 support for a hunter. And now, all that effort in the jungle, in my opinion, is just gone even.
Yeah, another issue going forward, another wave, and actually another 2 waves of stacks from Medusa on those Devourer's Gauntlets. The Heartseeker power spike, I'm going to go ahead and say, is now officially gone. And Medusa is a pretty big wombo combo god as well. If she catches Lou with this backflip down, can look to just go all in. Medusa, early on, is definitely able to look for those big burst combos, kind of a almost ranged assassin in that Duolane for a decent portion of the game. So Lou's going to have to be a little bit more careful, just play carefully, farm up. There's no lifesteal, so any poke coming out of that acid spray, any just straight up trades back and forth, Lou will not be able to heal back up from. Oh, yeah, she has this, her 2 does have a little bit of healing. So they've sustained in the kit, but not necessarily to this extent of the lifesteal coming out.
Well, El Chapu going to have to jump away there. Mid Harpy's about to spawn now. Full wave in mid lane for the Noble Esports boys to farm up 2. Junipera on the left. Going to try and zone them out with the chains on Collateral. There comes the World Weaver onto Collateral 2. Channeling the ulti to escape. Not going to be able to make it though. El Chapu has to use his to disengage. Now the mid Harpy is going to go away, but under the tower goes Bellona.
There's Tyr looking to answer back. Not going to find the Lawbringer on it to adjust. Fearless, whatever the knockback ability on Tyr actually is. They're backwards, I swear. Squeaky G taking a lot of damage back.
Oh,
Lou secures that one.
Oh my god, Lou. Lou did a really good shot then with the Spirit Arrow. Actually detonated the weave on the ground. That is where all that damage came from to blow him to Kingdom Come. And now because of that, they could potentially look for a pick on the left-hand side onto Xenotronics. But I think he actually realizes this could be the problem.
Yeah, you can see already backing off a little bit there, kind of playing safe, not going too aggressive in his positioning. What ultimates are real? No escape is down. It would just come down to shackles, but if Xenotronics uses his 3 early on in the fight, can just slither on out to safety. With that, though, it's going to be 7 kills to 2 on the board for Noble Esports. They're getting themselves off to a reasonably strong early game start, but Crusaders did answer back a couple times. We'll see if they can stop this slow bleed that's starting to come out for them and turn this game back around. Or if Noble Esports, much like we saw High Five do in the previous game, just kind of snowball up his early game lead.
It's more than a slow bleed, though, I feel, though, right now. It feels more like it's going up in jumps and starts. And just on the left-hand side, though, looking for Xenotronics, who's just used the Lacerate to get away and forced the ultimate once again out of Athena there. So that's now on cooldown as well. And that could be a potential sign for Noble Esports to try and make something happen when Athena goes out of position at the Gold Fury.
So, in the state of the game right now, items starting to come online for these guys. Sobek does have that Solar Breastplate line, looking for that Breastplate of Valor. Later on, cooldown, mana, which is, well, that's why I said Guardians need the mana, especially in that solo lane role. That's going to help them out quite a bit. Traveler's Shoes online for quite a few of these gods, both supports. Bellona as well, picking up the physical version of it.
Yeah, we've seen a bit of Traveler's Shoes coming out of Bellona in the jungle, which is something that I've seen for more the mobility aspect is the real reason to close the gap quick. In the jungle, though, Collateral going to get aggressed on again. Chains does not connect there from the air. Reason now, though, the aggression in mid lane as she gets the no escape onto 3, forces out the Fiddle. Even World Weaver comes out to bring down El Chapu. And now the dive in from Bellona once again.
Too many apples using a portal through the wall behind enemy lines. Found some damage to the Unstable Vortex, but now is on the back foot, having a run around. Health bars are dropping. Noble Esports, though, all members still alive. They could potentially look for a re-engage here by Crusaders, but it could be risky. Cypher's looking for something here potentially.
Apples.
Tower, though. Ooh, a little too
Apples
close.
in the jungle went aggressive, looking for Junipero, didn't actually find it, and instead ate a hammer to the back of the head, or the front of his face, because he's got two heads. Well, two faces, not heads. And now they're going to start the Gold Fury off because of this. Look at BKH's positioning here. He's on zone duty along with Cypher. They're going to be able to bring this one down, and there's not a whole lot these boys of Crusaders can do to stop the Gold Fury falling.
There's a Defender of Olympus coming in. They're trying to look for that steal, look for that engagement there at the Gold Fury. Had they been able to execute that just a couple seconds sooner, Noble Esports health bars were already pretty much below half across the board. That could have been a pretty big cleanup by the Crusaders, but they were not able to get there in time. So a couple more kills coming out, as well as that Gold Fury. You said maybe not quite so much of a slow bleed. There was definitely a pretty big spurt of blood there coming out suddenly as Noble Esports kind of just slingshotted themselves a little bit and further into the lead, sitting about 4,500 gold up right now.
I mean, if you look at the gold graphs, you can see 2 minutes 25-ish. You can see there was a jump, then there was a jump at 4 minutes, then there was a jump at 7 minutes, then there was a jump at 9 minutes. That's not really a slow bleed. That's just like they are winning the battles for the camps every single time. And if they're not getting the camps, they're winning based off the kills they're getting off the back of it. Once again, mid lane, El Chapu could be in trouble.
He did the World Weaver, forced the beads out, Fear will drop down defensively, not going to save his life though. Nice hunt under the tower, a lot of damage coming out from too many apples, but he has to hang back and just play defensively right now. Leave him forward, Bellona looking for kill in the back, trying to find too many apples, portal through the wall, Janus being Janus right there. Cypher finds a kill with lurking in the wars in the mid lane. Squeaky G looking for the Fearless onto Just, did force the bead.
Good Fearless.
Just is looking to get away and may do so with the pluck coming from
Oh
Sobek.
my God, he Lawbringered over it, just realised it and walked back towards it, and then Cypher saved the day with the charge prey to keep Squeaky G away from the Just, but Just might find too many apples in the jungle in the mid lane, and there's a fight going on. Junipero's getting very low, gonna go down to the Phyllis though, and Just does take out too many apples, who was looking to pick up the kill onto him as he was looking for a lazy back, but here comes Lou, coming round from the duo lane.
With the pluck from Cypher, securing that kill onto Squeaky G. They're answering back pretty well in that fight. I believe it was overall a 2 for 2 in the end. El Chapu traveling forward with that Sacred Monkey, looking for some possible damage, looking for a little bit of wave clear. Crusaders right now, they're trying to do what they can in these team fights. A small bit of it is just coming up. Announcements! Trig vs. Fnatic apparently starting over on Smite Game 1 right now, guys. But yeah, Crusaders, they're going to have a little bit of a rough time. They're trying to set these team fights. The problem is we talked about that whole Athena Medusa combination. Medusa's still in that I want to be farming in the duo lane. I'm going to be kind of on my own, so if fight happens mid lane, I'm going to be late to the party, and by the time I get there, Athena's either dead or so much out of the fight, can't really set me up. Tier, it's all about hitting that Lawbringer, Blink, Fearless combo, and getting somebody into a bad position. Same thing, too many apples. They have so much play setup, but so much of that setup by Crusaders relies on a whole bunch of things going right.
It really does. And right now you can see Noble Esports are in pretty good command of this game. They can sit back a little bit here as all the jungle is currently down. They can just look to farm up. You can see on the left hand side actually, Lou playing very, very safe. He's not sure where everyone is. He's actually channeling World Weaver here, looking for a play. If you can actually see something across the map, they may go for it here. But at the moment, just going to hold on to it for now. As the pressure is all on Crusaders here to withstand the storm that keeps happening every time the jungle is contested.
And to play safe chat a little bit, it was a 1 for 2 fight, guys. I apologize. Numbers are hard. We established this like the second week of Challenger Cup last season. Nevertheless, looking at the game as it's currently going on, a little bit of a lull right now. Crusaders not wanting to bite off more than they can chew at this moment. Xenotronics force sleep out. There's Eagles Rally coming in immediately. Going to find Bellona in mid-air. She's not going anywhere right now, but the damage is going to almost be there.
Oh, Free Space Attach going to save the day. No, it's not, because Agni's there. Lou with the World Weaver brings it down. Junipero going to find the no escape. Beads are available, but so is bombs. Junie goes down, but can they clean it up?
They're looking for a little bit more back and forth. Noble Esports going to be looking for the disengage. Over in the solo lane, Squeaky forced back under his tower by Sobek. So right there, 1 for 1 engagement once again. Small victory for Crusaders. Anytime you go 1 for 1 and you're behind, it's a victory for your own team. A lot was expended on that one though. Great response by Xenotronics, freezing Bellona in midair, almost saving her life through space and time as well, providing that portal out. Unfortunately, ran into some enemies behind on the other side of that wall. So Crusaders in the end were able to answer back with that kill into Junipero, but they lost their AD carry in the process.
They did. Ryan Hop is going to go to Noble Esports as well. 9,000 experience lead right now, 6,000 gold lead in favor of Noble Esports. And everyone's just going to return back to farming. Quick trips back to base for Noble Esports here. Spend some of that hard-earned gold. Only deaths really in this game have been onto Junie, who's currently 0, 3, and 10 for Noble Esports. But she's doing what she needs to. She's getting on the front line, being aggressive, being up in their face, causing them to waste cooldowns to get away from her or to kill her.
And that's how you play that Ares. It's one of those unforgiving support role type things, sitting 0, 3, and 10. It's a positive KDA still. That's always a good thing. But like you said, it's all about setting up those combos, as well as possibly just forcing various forms of crowd control immunity. You see a whole bunch of beads already coming out, a couple still tier 1s, mid lane. There's Eagles securing the kill from BK Haste, looking for Collateral as well. World Weaver comes across the map. Collateral will survive in the end. So yeah,
that's something that Agni can do up against the Janus. If Janus isn't near a wall in time and he does land that stun, if you don't instantly beads, then you're gonna have to eat all that damage that's gonna rain down as you're trying to get to a wall as quick as you can. Gold Fury started up again as the pressure in mid lane is going on from BK Haste to keep them zoned away from this one. And mid lane though, Squeaky did get the Fearless off, but beads was already used.
Yep, they will survive. They're driven back up. Gold Fury was secured. There's no escape onto 3. Who is going to get pulled? Defender Olympus charge. Beats. Farge. Lordbringer charge as well. They're looking for the fight right now. This might be a mistake. It's a 3v3, but here's Medusa. Turns this one around. It just does get take it from behind. Words are hard apparently still. As the Animatronics now 1v3 trying to find what she can. Cypher is just chasing everyone all over the place right now. There's no stopping that, Sobek.
Oh, El did his best to stay alive as long as he could. Can't stay long any longer though. Squeaky G's in trouble. Facts in the chains of Ares. He's going to go down. Meanwhile, BK Haste was pretty much left alone to do whatever he wants to. And a triple kill could have potentially been his then, but Cypher took it away. BK Haste has controlled this mid lane pretty much from level 3 and just put domination onto the map. And now, charge prayer to Xenotronics. Say goodnight, sweet prince. Oh. Ooh, nice Duke out with the lacerate. They had no follow-up.
Indeed.
I
able to stick your way out of that one. It's a tricky situation with the pluck, with the fearless on the other team. With the pluck, with the no escape, there's so many abilities on the side of Noble Esports they have to watch out for and have beads and crowd control immunity up and available for. They just can't stop it all. Big fight comes out, no escape. Well, I don't want to get pulled in by Ares, let me use beads. And suddenly, oh, there's a crocodile throwing me back in the middle of this fight. That's unfortunate. It's a rough setup. It's one of the benefits of Ares. You get pulled in, it's a great thing as well. So the way these team fights are going to be going forward, Noble Esports do have a very strong lead. Crusaders are still trying to do what they can. They're not playing these team fights badly necessarily. The problem, or the biggest problem they have right now is just the fact that they have that big, huge golden experience advantage on the side of Noble Esports to contend with.
Well, I know this as well. Just has played this game so well. I've not really mentioned him just yet, but in the jungle here, this Bellona, level 16, 607, highest gold on the team, and he's playing it perfectly. Look at the damage at mid lane that he's going on to too many apples, forcing out the portal already. Still the aggression's coming out. There's a World Weaver. Doesn't matter if you jump through a portal, he's still going to die. Oh, no! Nice use.
Threading that World Weaver from across the map. El Chapu
Rest
just
in pieces.
Barely out of position for
Rest
that
in
one.
pieces. Rest in pieces.
Yeah.
Rest in pieces.
Rough time. They look for the block. World Weaver, you can block if you stand in its path. Unfortunately, that did not work out this particular instance. That will be a kill as the pause comes out as well here. Gives a moment to kind of run through these items, see what's going on.
Rest in pieces.
Pieces. Indeed.
Rest in pieces. Rest in pieces. That was brutal. I can't believe that didn't actually get blocked. Unfortunately, I don't know if El Chapo was already out of position or somebody moved panicking, and that was just a shame. But what I was going to say is about Bellona, like the itemization build is what you were just about to discuss as well.
Yeah.
The travel issues early on, it does give you that extra gold to build items quicker if you're getting a lot of poke damage out. On top of that, Igval, fantastic. And then we're going to see Frostbound Hammer, one of the most cost-efficient items in the game right now. And some of the people are starting to realize it, what you can actually get out of this item is very, very good. You're going to get an attack speed slow, as well as a movement speed slow in one item. A decent chunk of health as well. And then finally, you can see he's working towards Spirit Robe as well. Now, Spirit Robe is very, very effective on Bellona because the lifesteal coming out from this god will actually be more effective if she's got a lower HP pool, but nice amounts of protections to keep her going.
Indeed, you touched on that Frostbound Hammer. It's probably the second most powerful item in the game behind that Magi's Blessing. Even with the nerf that it received recently. Still the most powerful item in the game. No one picking it up this time. maybe a little surprising. So many, we talked about the
It's still expensive.
It definitely
It's so expensive is the problem. And trying to find out the right sort of time to get it in the game. You generally see it on junglers as the next time. You can see, I think, Batz has just started working on it now, Ultra Poo.
Yeah.
That's generally when you start to see it is around 4 or 5 if you're going to see a Medjai's, or it's normally around 5th item if he's going to be on a support.
So right now, Noble Esports taking this opportunity to clear out some towers as well as clear out some jungle camps of the Crusaders right now. Fire Giant could definitely be a possibility right now. Gold Fury is offline for another minute and 30 seconds, so there's some opportunities for plays coming up in just a little while by Noble Esports. We're going to enter another one of these little farm phases right now, which I'd say would probably be the case, except we've seen a few times. It just kind of just sees somebody halfway down a lane, says, I want to kill you, and then charges down the lane and kills them. Sometimes a little help from a World Weaver from across the map, but nevertheless, doing a lot of damage with that Bellona. Frostbound Hammer, we just touched on. Such a powerful item, locking people down. They cannot escape. And then, of course, as well, Bellona with a passive. So quick, once she starts attacking people, can just keep on top of them, keep doing damage nonstop. And, well, without somebody there to actually peel her off, there's not much a squishy target like Janus or Medusa can do about it.
I'd like to see Noble Esports try and go a bit more aggressive here now. They've got a commanding lead now. They should really be looking for the Fire Giant sooner rather than later. Instead of just hanging around, it's not like they're going to lose the game by waiting, but I think they could just look for the throw. You know, the kill shot is available to them here to really just put this game to bed when I actually lose. Just pop sprint looking for the chase on to the god, but not going to find the Spirit Arrow to connect. But yeah, I'd like to see them just go for the throat here. They could. The team is on the ropes, and they just need the knockout punch.
Yep, they just forced Crusaders back a little bit. They're going to need to try to bait, possibly just do the Fire Giant. It'll be one or the other here in just a few seconds. You see a Justin BK waiting by that wall. This is a full-on bait right now. Going to catch Collateral. Look to shut this one down. The whole team turns around to this fight. There's Eagles rallying to back, as well as No Escape coming in from Ares.
Yeah, you can see Juniper actually dived in deep with a No Escape, looking to keep the team out. There's a Lawbringer coming in though. Juniper does actually manage to find one. Still the damage is huge coming out. Lou still standing strong, using the Assy for the sustain. The portal comes out from too many apples to try and give his team an escape route, but Squeaky G's going to go down soon.
Squeaky G will get that kill on the PK haste, and Fall himself, Junie, picks up that one, as now the remaining 4 members of Noble Esports could look for another kill or two, or possibly just turn their attention straight back onto the Fire Giant. Lou would have to be careful, his health bar is low. Janus through the wall, preemptive strike away for Collateral. Collateral's going to be looking for that steal right here. It could be a big one, it could be very, very important. It's going to come down to this here in just a second. We'll see. Yeah, the lifesteal on Lou, he'll be okay. Fire Giant, though, is started already, sitting down at about 70%. They're going to look for the kill through the wall. Janus with their portal. Collateral will fall. That's Wrath of the Gods off the top.
They have to. That was really good. Really, really good work from Noble Esports there to actually zone out Collateral on Athena. You don't want to come in with the risk of losing the Fire Giant and bringing the team back into the game. So bring him down before he can. It was a nice idea from Crusaders, though, with the portal. Just not going to be found this time round. That team fight, though, was very, very good for Noble. First, I felt like BK Haste and just went a little bit too aggressive onto the Athena. They went very, very hard on him with a stun, and the team were going to collapse. But Junie, with the presence of mind there, just to blink in, No Escape the back line to make sure they couldn't protect her, and then turn that fight around.
Yeah, they played that very well, especially Junie keeping the aggro from the Fire Giant to a minimum and not actually getting Blink locked out. If you're in combat tier 2, Blink, I believe it is 8 seconds. You can actually mouse it there. 4 seconds of combat before you can actually use it. So still something you have to be very wary of if you're trying to do the Fire Giant. If you're tanking it up, if you're getting hit by, just a single tick of that lava pool will put that Blink on cooldown. That was not the case. Like you said, Junie blinked into that back line, popped that No Escape, and just pretty much turned that fight around. It was a little messy, admittedly. People kind of all over the place. Crusaders found a couple kills in it. Lou was kind of forced back out of that pretty quickly by Squeaky G. So tier is pretty much online at this point, just able to go forward, and that's without any sort of physical defense item right now either.
I mean, Tier might be online, but they've still got to deal with Ares, and Ares is such a great god up against a Tier that just chains after chains after chains just force Tier into such a bad position. He doesn't generally go beads either, which means that he's not got anything to escape and no escape. And that just means it's more issues for him to deal with that Ares. I mean, honestly, you said, you felt that that fight wasn't great. Well, they only lost 1 member for pretty much a full cleanup, and now they've got the Fire Giant. Once again, though, it's like they've gone back to farming again when they could just be pushing down these Phoenixes and towers. There's only 2 towers left standing. More gold there for them, and start to group up here and just end this out. Because when they group, there's nothing Crusaders can do.
It's not necessarily that they're farming right now, it's more they just want all the lanes pushing up to this right side of the map. They don't want to deal with, oh, we have to go back, defend a tower against minions type situations. This will also offer them the opportunity, remove backdoor protections from the left lane, take the tower quickly, remove the protections from
I agree,
the tower.
But
it speeds things
I get what you're saying,
up a bit,
but at the same time, they're all level 20. They're all level 19 and 20, so they could just backdoor this, no problem. Look at it, they've got an Ares level 17, they've got a Bellona who's tanky, and then top of that they've got a Sobek. They don't need their minions to really just push this one in, just one lane is good enough.
Collateral, though, will fall out in the back of that beautiful combo from Athena. Medusa, it just was not enough. BK gets that first kill. And there's a pull. Squeaky G is going to have a Fearless out here in just a moment. If he can actually manage to use it, not going to be able to. It just finds that one. Big play is coming out right now. Not going to find the pull, but it was 2 kills for nothing. Noble Esports, that regen's ticking away. The Phoenix has fallen in the left lane. And it looks like they're not going to look to rush this one down. Still 3 members standing, let's face it. There's a tier 2 tower. There's a couple of Phoenixes left. There's a lot of easy objectives for Noble to take right now.
Yeah, Titu Tandem is going to drop down here. Not a lot Crusaders can do against this one. They have to defend the Phoenixes, if anywhere, but the damage potential from Noble Esports is just too much right now. It was not a bad attempt at an engagement from Xenotronics there with the ultimate coming out from Medusa, but it just wasn't enough for the team to get themselves in position and turn it around. Petrify, not good enough.
No, definitely not. It also can help the fact that it hits Cypher and Junipera, the tankiest 2 members on Noble Esports. The damage coming down, though. There's the green little drop down by El Chapu. In the backline, and just once again, just playing that Bellona beautifully so far this game. 9-0 and 12. Finding another one, zoning out 4 members under the Titan for the double kill.
Yep, that's Bellona for you when she gets a good lead on herself and played well. Can really put the pressure on, combining well with the Agni all game. On Clara with a good taunt, but there the bombs come out again for BK Haste. Loses, picks up this kill there. Squeaky goes down to adjust on the backside. Now the Titan is about to fall as well.
Indeed, down to 20%. There's the Petrify coming out. Lou gets that one final kill as the Titan will finally fall. Noble Esports, it took them a little bit to get going, kind of put the pedal to the metal and say, hey, you know, we're in the lead, let's just finish this game up. But once they got there, there was really nothing it seemed Crusaders could do to stop them.
That's exactly what I think Noble Esports needs to do this season. They need to learn to end games quicker. I think they have the potential to be really, really strong and even get themselves into the Pro League if they keep playing like this. But they just need to clean up when they've got the team dead. Kill them. Don't give them the chance to get back into it. Put it to bed as quick as possible. Because the longer a game goes on, that's when throws happen. That's when mistakes can be made.
For sure. With that said, guys, that's going to wrap things up here for the round of 16 matchup. We'll be moving on to the quarterfinals in just a little bit, so stick around. We'll be back with that one in just a few.